Loud with Lindsay. Today we are here with the Holistics. Thanks so much for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Excited to have you here. How long have you guys been playing together?
A year ago in September, I tried to get the band together, and there's probably been 15 to 20 different people in the band.
Ooh.
So we went through, 5 bass players, 5, 6 drummers, a couple singers, 3 or 4 singers, and it just got down to, really, I wanted the band to be bigger than this, but it keeps coming back to us 7. So that's why we call Eric 7, who's the last member in the band, and it just is magic.
Follow up on that. Ty is my cousin-in-law, I guess you could call it that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and he messaged me on Facebook, and he's like, hey, I've got this band. Can you come check it out? The first night I was there, we sang a couple tunes. Eric, you weren't there yet. And the next practice we had was when I met you for the first time. I think it was like the second or third practice, I believe, that you came in with us. I don't know if you were there beforehand or not, but yeah, so.
Ty
You
was
and Ty
second,
were already.
Greg was third, Jeff was fourth.
I was in before Greg.
You were?
It's not a competition.
No.
Well, so I can't remember. I guess it's been so many people,
No,
but yeah.
No, you guys were working.
Ty was first
Yeah.
when I got there, and then Vicente
Yeah.
was playing bass.
I'm so glad
And
I
I
didn't
know-
meet that person,
and
because I
I-
don't think I get their name right at all.
I knew Greg because you had me come in and do studio recording. And you guys were doing something.
Yes.
And you brought in Greg. I'm like, oh yeah, Greg's good.
Yeah, we did another band recording a year ago or 2 years ago, and we played sax on one of our songs.
Yeah, yeah.
That's right.
All right, so let's talk about Mother Teresa.
Song Mother Teresa. You find God in different places in life. Friends and through people teaching. And so I got a prayer group in the morning at work with some friends. And one lady in here, her name's Teresa Williams. And she's just an amazing person. And so the song is a gift from God. And so that's all I can say about that. Every word is true in the song.
Tell me about the writing process for this song. Is this something that you had and brought to the group?
I've been writing for about 45 years, so for me, you can wake up in the middle of the night and you've got to go to a pen, or a recorder, your phone, grab the guitar. So I don't know when exactly the words came or how long it took me to work on them, but I just handed her the sheet and played the licks. We all played together, and she sang it exactly the way that I sounded in my head.
about 18 or 19 years old, so, you know, that's a little bit back, but I used to play in front of this gas station. That was one of those songs I actually ended up ad-libbing for so many, like, shows and everything, because I had that chorus down, and I would ad-lib the verses. So eventually I'm like, man, you know, seeing a bartender and see what they have to go through on a day-to-day basis. You've got somebody that comes in there, they're drinking, they're telling all their problems to this person, and the bartender's there for them. So that's like kind of an ode to bartenders, you know, like there are therapists without being licensed to do so. And, you know, yeah, and it's like I lost my job today, I lost my love today, I don't know when I'm going to get my money, I don't know when I'm going to, you know, have a good time again, anything of that sort. But it's like, obviously I'm coming in here, I'm smoking a cigarette, I have a fifth in my hand, I'm having a hard time, just be somebody to talk to me and listen to me.
Are you one of those people that, like, when you played it, you could hear what else you wanted to happen with it? Or was it like, oh, hey, friends, what you got? And then tell me how the collaboration process went.
Bartender, I feel like I gave everybody kind of that collaborative, like, everybody to do their own parts. Because, yeah, granted, there was, like, the stops that were in the song that I really like. I like my dynamics. I like my stops. I like how Bach would, you know, play really quietly and make all the insomniacs fall asleep, and then play really loud, and then bring them back into the jive of everything, you know? And so I love how music can really do that. So when you have those stops, that's really kind of where I was focusing on over anything. And I just said, what do you guys got? He started playing the leads on that part. You know, we ended up incorporating the keys onto it, which ended up making it sound even better because we added piano strings to it, which almost made it like a symphony. I watched everybody just blossom this once acoustic vocal guitar song into a huge band sound. And every single person I give absolute credit for everything that was written in that song.
It's really neat, and it's evident that there's such a great collaboration between you, who brings their own ideas and how to put it together. And I know, like, this is one of the ones we talked about earlier, but I think the synth sound that you chose on that, I just would have never gone with something. Like, in my head, I wouldn't have thought of that, and then you play it, and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. It sounds so good. So the intro to that song is just cool. Props to just how it comes together. I love it.
Lost my job today. Don't know when the next time I will get paid, but it's getting pretty late, and I feel deep inside something I cannot hide it. I feel like I'm trying to help my mind somehow. Oh, what's going on today? I'm deep inside, my heart is breaking. And I got a drink in my hand and lit up cigarette, and I said I don't wanna be, because I'm not the one for you. No, no, no. Lost my love today. Don't know when the next time I will get laid, but it's getting pretty late, and I feel deep inside something I cannot hide it. I feel like I'm trying to blow my mind somehow. Oh, it's going on today. I'm deep inside, all of my brain. be the one who's been a hit when I got horny. I took a while to take these chances. I've got to believe in this woman again. I don't see the honest strength. I walk into meet a bartender and I got a drink in my hand. Need a cigarette. I don't wanna be, 'cause I'm not the one for you. No, no, no. I just lost my job today. Don't know when the next time I will get paid.
Okay, let's talk about Hedy Lamarr.
Right.
Is
Right.
shoot for
Right?
it. Shoot for it. All right, Jeff, tell me about it, Doug.
We spent like 3 years in the basement during, or 2 years during the COVID and stuff, playing. Greg and I, and a guy named Guy Mazzarelli from high school. And that's when we recorded an album. Once we got done with it, we started writing more songs, and all the songs were too complicated for the band. And they were going in a different direction. So we just kind of stopped playing, and that's when I started to assemble this thing. Just like waking up in the night and writing the songs coming to you, I watched a show about Hedy Lamarr. If you don't know who she is, she's responsible for frequency bouncing, the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. That's all her design. She helped us win the war against the Germans. She's responsible for Aspen. So that's why we kind of threw in Aspen Rain. I thought probably the reason that name came about too, for dancing. She created the shape of the airplane wings. A magnificent lady that never got credit for anything until the end of her life when she was going to die.
And knuckle biting hot.
So she's
triple
proudly
threat.
featured
Well,
on your drum head, right?
Ecstasy was the first movie she was in, so she was a movie star. I mean, she was unreal.
Okay, so you watched a documentary, yes? And then is this one that came to you in the middle of the night? She spoke to you?
No. I just, after I got done watching, I sat down and wrote a song.
That would be really cool.
Right?
Well, you can say that if you want.
You can say that.
Edit this video.
No, that's not true.
She came to you in the middle of the night and
No.
you wrote it?
Yeah, where's our dream sequence time?
No, it just happened.
Okay, speaking
It
of the
just
dream
happened,
sequence
you know.
times, I have to say, so like in every band, it's fun to like watch people do their thing, and I've realized the person in your band that most makes me want to dance when I watch them do their thing is Ty.
Yes.
I love it. He just got the whole time. Like you can't watch him and
He's
sit
riding
still
around getting
because he's back there like
He's
on
on it,
emotion
right?
of everything happening.
On it.
It's just fantastic. Ty, you're so fun to watch play. I have to tell you. Tell me how you came into this.
Dog called me in. It was just, at the time, he just said, hey, you want to come over and jam? That's all it was. Just come over and jam. And I didn't even take my percussion stuff. I actually sat on the drum kit at the time.
You played the set before.
Yeah, I did.
I forgot about that.
And then someone said, just make this a band. And I was like, okay. So it was a little different. And then I switched over to percussion, and then they kind of just ran.
Auxiliary,
Yeah.
especially.
Auxiliary percussion.
You just say.
That's awesome.
Yes, we all have a history except for Lexi.
Yeah. I
soon as
love
I
it. In
seen
my
it,
head though,
I
when he
fell in love
talked
with it.
about like, we sent a video around, I was really hoping that like you played a gig and like 6 guys just showed up and stood around the back of this and stared at you like, what do you think?
That's how it's
I don't know,
gonna be
what do
next
you
week.
think? What do you think?
Yeah,
That's
so-
so funny to me because I can visualize it.
It's kind of like that off stage, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Like that's really like how I look at him as.
Bam,
It's just-
bam.
Yeah. Like I know nobody's gonna mess with me. They see these guys coming behind me. They're like, "Oh, okay. Well, walk this way."
So let's talk about Get You Back.
Get You Back was also written around the same time frame when I was living down here in Illinois and playing out and doing that. One of my favorite things about certain songs, especially sexy songs, is play on of words. So when you hear it, the guys that don't have the lyrics, they think out of them chains, but it's actually out of them jeans. So it's a really sexy song, and it's really about hooking up with somebody, getting them back on the groove, getting them back on the jive. Now you could think of it as, you're talking to somebody, broke up, but you're going to get them back, you could do it that way. Or that you met somebody, but I'm going to get you back, any kind of jive. But that's always been one of my really excited, two-chord song, very fun to dance to. When I played it out, I lived out in Bellingham, Washington for a while, and there was this place called the Tavern. Unfortunately, it's not there any longer. But I remember I was playing it, and somebody had a recording of me playing this song, and there was this couple, and it looked like they had just came out of some dancing competition or something. This lady had a beautiful red flowing dress on, the guy was all spiffed out in a suit. And they're doing actual, professional dancing in the road behind me as I'm playing Get You Back. And I'm like, man, that right there, that is a great song. It gets everybody in the feeling and having a good time when you can just by playing acoustic guitar and singing. Now to top it off with these guys, I get hot up there singing that song, and and I've been playing that for so long. After a while, you're like, but it's like a whole new skin. It's a whole new jive, and and when I wrote it, I was really big into listening to Dave Matthews Band and a bunch of different jam bands, Fish, all that stuff. So when I'm in my head, the only thing I can tell you guys is heavily influence it from DMV. Heavily influenced that. And that's when we were just talking about this when the horns came in. So we just had Igor, and he just told me he feels like the reason why we have Gorilla in the band is because of Get You Back. And he was playing the saxophone, and it sounded great and stuff, but
we need more.
I was I need another player.
We needed that sound.
So I was doing the I was doing that. And I'm like, what you really want, what I'm hearing is you want a horn section and a horn section.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I got a former student that's badass, and he was all-state jazz trumpeter. I'm like, I think he'll do it. So I reached out to Eric, and then the first time we played that song, he played the lick that I had done. He's like, what about this? We did it.
Yeah.
And then our two things became
Get You Back.
Yeah, and that's been kind of cool the way this, the writing process, like you said, these raw songs have come, but then you and Eric go and you're like, and you have your little powwows over there to the side. I kind of sit down, get on the phone, and not try to make noise and let you guys do your shit, and then all these crazy cool tight harmonies.
Well, it was even today. Which one was it? Hetty. I walked out on Hetty. I'm like, hey, I think this sounds better. Grab your trumpet. And so we played the harmony together. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that became.
And he never had a solo today.
Yeah. So that became the whole line just today.
Fresh Eddie.
Yeah. And our ending to Get You Back was also different too, compared to what we usually do.
Better.
And I almost lost her cause I'm on the down. Hope you know I'm trying. But the miles stretch so far, the time is on the road. I wanna get you back out of the dark places. Wanna get you back on our good grace. Wanna get you back into my feelings, love. I wanna get you back out of them. Chain, and I'm say no, no, oh, no, no, say no, no, oh, no, no, say no, oh. Say no, oh, no, 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 say no, no, oh, no, 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 say no, no, oh, no, 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 say no, oh. Been there for some time, like you're trying to give a little amount of the soul to make it shine. Baby, don't you understand? I write my own rhymes. I got more than what you even want. A little better in the butter and the bread to top it up. Baby, don't you see? I wanna spread it for you and me. Wanna get you back out of the dark places. Wanna get you back out of the ways. Wanna get you back until my feelings love. I wanna get you back out of the day. On the bongos in the back and the percussion. My brownie Gregory Brown on that bass. We also got my boy, Honey, Mr. Eric on the drums. Gonna get you right back. I'm gonna turn you better, no, I'm gonna give you a smile, baby. Baby, don't you see? Wanna spend it for you and me.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We had the Holistics joining us.
Thank you.
This has been Live and Loud with Lindsay. Till next time, my friends. Thanks, guys. Nice job. All right.
So go from now, all my times, my ass, my yours. But it won't take years to get there now. You know I'm not from no. But I keep throwing in my hand to call it out. But I broke a bond and I almost lost them. Cause I'm on the down. Hope you know I'm trying. But the mouth's shut so far, the time is on the road. I wanna get you back out of the dark places. Wanna get you back on our good grace. Wanna get you back into my feelings, love. I wanna get you back out of them chains. No, no, say no, no. No, 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 say no, no. No, 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 say no. Say no, 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 say no, no. No, 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 say no, no. No, 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 say no. Been there for some time, like you're trying to give a little amount of the soul to make it shine. Baby, don't you understand? I write my own rhymes. I got more than what you even want. A little better in the butter and the bread to top it up. Baby, don't you see? I wanna spread it for you and me. Wanna get